Hello, and welcome to episode 14 of the Liberland Show. I'm your host, Adam J. Carswell. Today we are joined by Gregor Kočar. Gregor is the Director of Communications of Liberland Slovenia. Gregor, thank you for joining us today, and do you have any opening remarks for our listeners?
Yeah, hi Adam. It's great to be on this show. It's nice to having me here to say some words about the past and the future. So Adam, go ahead.
All right. And some more backstory on our communication before the call. Gregor and I connected. I know you can hear it in my voice. I'm super American, born and raised here, for better, for better, for worse. But I am Slovenian, third generation Slovenians. And Gregor, he's based out of Slovenia. So yes, we shared some bonding moments before the call. But Gregor, can you tell us how you began your journey as a Liberlandian?
Well, my journey began in 2015. Actually, one of my friends told me about this new project called Liberland, and I got interested in what's going on. It was also quite near home state Slovenia, and I started reading articles about it. I joined forums and Facebook page and starting to learn about Liberland, what it is all about and what it is trying to achieve. So shortly after that, there was one Facebook group of people who actually are going to go to Liberland. So I joined there and I found a couple of people to go there actually to the site. So I joined one guy, actually Croatian guy working at CERN. He's physicist, and we picked up another Croatian guy in Zagreb. So we went ahead to the Liberland. So yes, that's how the journey began, and it was actually 1 month after creation of Liberland.
Wow, I was going to say, if you guys made a journey there, it must have been pretty early. So spring of 2015?
Yes, I think it was in May, end of May 2015.
And so what was that like? Were you guys able to make it there? Did you have any interaction with the Croatian police?
Oh, yeah. Our first interactions were really interesting. We actually went there through Osijek, which is the nearest bigger city on the Croatian side. And we went to the border station between Croatia and Serbia, which is located quite near Liberland itself. Mm-hmm. We wanted to reach the base camp that was stationed on the Serbian side, so right next to the border crossing. So we actually went there, and before the border crossing, there is a road that actually went to the Liberland. Mm-hmm. We stopped there to make some pictures. And there we were first encountered the Croatian police. They stopped us, checked us, what are you doing there, and such. So yeah, that was my first interaction with Croatian police. After that, there were also quite some more. So yeah, we became quite familiar with interacting with them. So then we crossed the bridge. Yeah, at this early stage of Liberland, the base camp was actually based in tents. It was like, camping site created just by Liberlanders who gathered there, and then there were some boats. And yeah, there I spent few days of getting to know of the people and seeing their stories, why they are there. And yeah, it was really nice experience there.
Yeah, and I have to say thank you for your courageousness, your fearlessness, and patriotism in laying the foundation of our family. I know I haven't had to have any experiences like some individuals that we've had on the show, but you're another one that has been there from the beginning and is not afraid to get your hands dirty. So thank you very much for that. Can you tell us maybe about another interesting experience or unique experience that you've had since working with Liberland?
Well, there were quite a couple of these really interesting experiences. Some are connected in these early stages, some later, where in these early stages there was this association, LSA, Liberland Settlement Association, which gathered people who actually wanted to settle there. So that's where most of the actions happened on the site. There were some attempts of getting there, and then there was police chases and such things. Some people getting arrested and then released. And yeah, it was really quite interesting summer that year. I met a lot of interesting people from all over the world with different stories, different interests. So it was quite nice bonding with them. So we actually became like a family, We stayed there, we slept there, we ate together, and it was really, really interesting and nice times at Liberland base camp in Serbian side. So later on, after that summer, the activities on the sites went a little bit down. There were no such actions anymore, but then some projects began, like building boats. Also helped there with in summer 2017. I was there helping to put some furniture in the Liberty boat, and yeah, it was always some activities there. I liked also the area and the people there, especially on the Serbian side. They were very supportive, the locals, and it was nice interacting with them. And since I also speak the similar language, there was not such a language barrier between locals and me, and I was often also translating. So yeah, it was certainly interesting times when I was there.
Yeah, thank you for translating for us too. You are the director of communications after all, so we need help on things like that.
Yeah, sure.
Can you tell us, Gregor, a little bit more about your life, your professional background, who you are, where you come from?
Yeah, well, first of all, I studied electrical engineering, but then discontinued these studies and then started studying informatics, so computer science. So I'm more of a tech guy, I also helped launching liberlandjobs.com site, which is used for people sharing jobs or looking for jobs in the Liberland circle. So yeah, I also helped with these technical sites. But otherwise, yeah, at my current job, I construct electronic circuits and write programs, software. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing now with.
Great. And now that you mentioned it, Liberland Jobs, thank you for putting that website together. I'm actually pulling it up right now just to see what we have on the Liberland Jobs and spread the word right now. I'm looking on the site. I know I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's a platform where you could if your company could put a place, a job, or if you're a job seeker, you can also post your CV and what you're interested in.
Okay. Is it liberlandjobs.com? Yep. Okay. So everyone listening, go take a look at it, liberlandjobs.com. That is a creation of Gregor Kočar. Gregor, can you tell us, now that we're talking about jobs, actually, advice that you would have or that you would give to someone who's aspiring to become a Liberlandian?
Yeah, sure. Well, I get a lot of messages, for example, on Instagram from people asking me how to get visa, how to get citizenship and such. And I always explain first, research what you're actually dealing with. We are a really big community right now, Liberlanders all over the world. So there is a lot of potential from business sides and from people looking for jobs. So there I see a great potential to connecting to the people who need the jobs and who are offering the jobs. And through Liberland family, you can find a lot of contacts. But unfortunately, we still cannot help you with getting citizenship or a passport. But, passport at this time, it's still not so useful for traveling, but I think that people most like to have passport for traveling. So if you really want to become citizen, I suggest you to find some projects where you can help Liberland to move forward, where you can find some things that could contribute to Liberland. And I'm sure that sooner or later you will get on path towards citizenship.
Yep, exactly. Reach out to your country or your state representative. And if you do as much research as you can and you find out that your country or your state doesn't have a representative, reach out.
Open one. Yeah.
That could be you. And you can always reach out to any of the Liberland Facebook pages. I mean, there's so many different ways to get connected, especially if you're looking to become a representative in a territory that's not represented yet. So,
sure, yeah.
Gregor, we're gonna wrap up the interview here soon. One question before we go, I do want to ask you is, in general, where do you see Liberland in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, well, as political situation changes in the surrounding areas, so we don't know exactly. I hope there will be some changes that will help Liberland move forward to enable this large community to have some place to go to have actually the land itself. But otherwise, I think the movement will not stop. The Liberland family will grow, and I think we will get many more people on board to spread the message of Liberland, of freedom, and educate people about what Liberland is and what it stands for.
Yes, and in regards to things that are just on the horizon, there is the floating Liberland project,
yes, sure,
which is
sure.
fresh news to the public. So, for yourself, are you thinking about moving in there, buying one of those houses?
I'm not sure yet, but I will sure be sooner or later there to see the boats, maybe to help on some construction there if needed, as I did in the past. And yes, I also would like to help things move forward on site itself.
Yeah, help me out. How do you say neighbors in Slovenian?
Sosedi.
Sosibi. So you and I, we could be Sosibis?
Yes, sure. Sure, yeah.
All right.
River boats.
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. That's all the time we have for episode 14 of the Liberland Show. I'm your host, Adam J. Carswell, and today we were joined by Gregor Kočar. Gregor, thank you for joining us. Any parting words before we take off?
Well, thank you, Adam, for having me. It was really nice time, and I hope many more people will know about Liberland in the future, and things are looking up to go forward.
Thank you, Gregor. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next episode.